foodie friends. I'm Maria.
And I'm Gina.
And this is Beauty
And a Feast.
So today we are going to be making a Mediterranean feast. So this is one of my favorite to make, and my mother always requests this when she comes to visit. It is lamb kebabs, or kebabis as we like to call them, and we're going to make a homemade hummus, and we're going to make a homemade yellow rice, which is very easy. So we're going to show you how you do that, and then it's going to be paired with some pita bread. No, we are not making pita bread from scratch because we are savory ladies. So we're not about to make a fool of ourselves up on Taste on TV.
Nope.
And then I like to always have a little bit of cucumber and fresh tomato. It all complements each other. Yeah. And so I've got a couple of different spices. So while we're making these dishes, we will obviously tell y'all what those consist of. So, ooh, girl, I forgot to open up some wine. We need to open up some wine, okay? Yes. All right, we need to open up some wine and get these kebabis and rice going. All right. So I'm gonna get our yellow rice done. So you can do a quick way, and obviously you could buy your own yellow rice, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it myself, which it's so simple. It's rice, turmeric, and then obviously you add salt. You can use whatever seasonings if you want to add any additional seasonings to it. I'm gonna actually add a scoop of coconut oil to it just to give it a little bit additional flavor. So I'm just following the recipe, which calls for, I'm feeding 5 to 6, so I'm making 5 to 6. So I'm just doing this for 5 to 6 people, so just follow the recipe unless you're a pro and you don't need to measure out your rice to get it correct. So added my rice, my water. Nothing too fancy. I'm not going to add in the turmeric just yet. I'm going to add the turmeric once the rice has actually started to, once it's done cooking. So I'm going to add in some coconut oil, and we're going to let it do its thing and cook, and then I will come back and check it. In the meantime, Gina's going to be working on making the homemade hummus, which is another easy one for you guys when you're out there buying $5 little tins of it. So Gina's going to make the hummus, and I'm going to go ahead and prep our kebabis.
Okay, so we have our wine in our chalices. Cheers.
Thank you, girl.
Welcome.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, so while I get my meat mixture ready for the lamb kebabs, she's going to cut up the onion. So I'm going to be doing a lamb kebab skewer, which is going to have a nice fat. You can make it,
about quarter size.
yeah, make it a good size. So it's going to go piece of lamb, then you put your little onion, piece of lamb. So you guys are going to see how we do that. So she'll do that, and I'm going to go ahead and season my meat. And what I did is I did a mix of some dried oregano and parsley and red pepper flakes just for a little bit of kick. Yeah. And then I'm going to add in some paprika, some cracked black pepper, and cumin. Sorry. Gonna add some cumin. We're gonna add it in 2 things today. And then of course some salt. I'm just using regular salt. So I'm gonna get this mixed up. This one it's fun, and then the smell that, just wait, once that cumin starts to bake into the lamb, oh my gosh. But yeah, this is always the mother's request. Okay, well, you know I'm gonna listen to that
my request.
Oh, wait till, yeah. And then with the hummus, it's like you take that pita bread, the hummus, a bite of lamb.
I cannot wait.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. So it's up to you how much herbs you want to put in it. You don't even have to put any in. That's perfect because then it's going to shrink down.
Yep.
I actually can do it too, like that.
Okay.
I don't know, like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, that's perfect. Stack 2. So, yes, you can use your hand to mix this, but I've got some nails.
Yeah, you don't want the lamb underneath the nails.
No, I do not. And it's gross.
Having to clean that out, it's not.
Oops, I just dumped a little bit. Yeah, so we're just gonna do it this way, and then when it actually comes out of the oven, I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. Yeah, so that's just gonna give a little bit additional flavor to it. All right. So that mixed up. And really, if you want to get those herbs blended in, I'm going to add a little bit more. I love adding the red chili pepper flakes to it. It just, I know that's probably not necessarily always used when it comes to a lot of Mediterranean dishes.
Mediterranean dishes?
Not only am I making it my own, but I just made up my own damn name. So, got a Mediterranean dish. So, all right, that looks good to me. Okay, so I'm just gonna form, if you've never seen a lamb kebab skewer done basically, I'm gonna say the Mediterranean way, you don't, here, it's easier to just show than to be talking.
All right.
So I'm just gonna take a nice little clump.
Okay.
Put your skewer, going backwards, put your lamb around the skewer.
Okay.
And so you can put more or less. It's really up to you because you have to remember it is going to cook down a little bit.
Right.
So I'm going to add just a little bit more. And then it'll sticky my onion.
Now, do you want 2 of those?
Yeah, let's do 2. And then you put your onion. I like the addition of the onion. You could add whatever you want. Tomatoes, potatoes, you name it.
You name it. Cucumbers, you name it.
So,
well, and that's the good thing about kebabs, though, is you know, we always talk about making it your own. How do you want to make it your own? Yes, this is flavorful food from around the world, but how do you want to put your own flair on it? So if you want to add other vegetables and you want to add something that kind of speaks to your palate, then by all means. So
yep, I did that right. Okay, I was like, did I go backwards? And there you have my style of lamb kebabi. So I'm just gonna do 2 of those on there, which is plenty. You figure on average, we would probably eat 2 of these skewers, one possibly because you're going to have the pita bread as well and rice.
And
so
rice
it's
and
heavy.
hummus, yes.
So that is done. Well, I'm gonna finish making the kebabs, and she's actually going to get started on the homemade hummus. And I'm also gonna check on the rice. So let's get to the hummus. To the hummus, to the hummus, to the hummus, to the okay, and stop.
So I am preparing the yellow rice with the direction of Maria. So we're gonna go ahead and put our turmeric in. Remember, everything you season to taste. So if you would like more turmeric, you can. Less salt, more salt. So putting that in, and we are gonna stir it around. The rice has everything that it should have in there. Ooh, that smells so good. Ooh. And if you've noticed, the turmeric has completely pretty much mixed in. Still got a little bit, so we're getting that all mixed in and ready. Putting a little salt in there, again, to your taste buds. And stir it up. All right. Oh, this looks so good. So I'm gonna get started on the hummus. We have our garbanzo beans here, cumin, salt, tahini, and fresh squeezed lemon juice. We're gonna kind of keep it simple because the lamb is really what kind of steals the show for this. So the hummus is gonna be pretty traditional. You can add your own. Again, make it your own. Make it taste the way you want it to taste and have the flavor the way you want it to have the flavor.
Y'all know those are my favorite words. For those of you that have been following me on social media, make it your own. We cannot help you realistically when it comes to what you put in your mouth and what you like. So what I always tell people when they're asking for recipes is, if I tell you put in 4 tablespoons of something that I like, and you do it that way, and then you say, ew, I didn't like that, you're going to come back and say, that recipe sucked.
Yep, for sure.
So why would I write a recipe and give it to you? Not going to happen. I used to, and it's such a pain in the butt. It is such a pain in the butt. But honestly, we're both people that don't measure when we're cooking. What is
all by flavor. It's all by taste.
What's the saying? Season till your ancestors slap you?
Yeah.
What is it? So you just keep going until you feel like, okay, that's right. And just remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So.
Yes, exactly.
And then I'm done with the kebabs. And this is such a simple thing. So we're going to put the lamb kebabs in the oven. I've also done it on the grill, which is very good, obviously. So you could do it either way. In the oven, it still comes out just as good. This is a quick meal, especially for the working mom. If you're not still locked in the house already with your screaming children. But it's easy. Mix your stuff together, throw your kebabs together, throw those in the oven, boil your rice, and then the hummus. And if you choose not to make your own hummus, even easier, right?
Yep.
So she's going to go on and finish that up. So what is that? Chicken broth? Yes. Oh, yes. Too easy to make all of your own things at home.
Yep.
Yes. And then it'll just keep getting creamier and creamier. All right, I'm gonna get the kebabs in the oven. The rice is done basically, so it's just gonna sit there. And then she's gonna finish up this hummus and basically season to taste, and then we're there. I would drink some of my wine, but I've got lamb fingers. That's why I'm standing here kind of like Edward Scissorhands. Bobby.
So we have just finished our rice. Oh, that looks really, really good. And it smells good too. I'm also going to take out the lamb kebabs since those have finished. Oh, yes. Perfect. Oh. Delightful, delightful. And Maria is preparing the pita bread so that we can plate it and eat. Because I'm hungry. I'm getting hungry. I've been watching it, smelling it, watching her do her thing. I'm ready to eat.
All right, so rice is done, lamb is done. She's gonna cut up those wonderful tomatoes and cucumbers that I like. Oh, the hummus is done too, sorry. Hummus is done, tastes amazing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some olive oil with herbs on the pita bread. And I'm gonna toss it in the oven just to get it nice and warm because it goes really good with the lamb. And so what I did is I mixed some olive oil. Again, you can use whatever kind of oil that you want. You don't have to use what we're using. And I just threw some oregano, some parsley. I'm gonna sprinkle it with a little bit of cracked black pepper and a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. You don't want to go too crazy because you have to remember you're going to be pulling some of that flavor from the lamb and even the tomato and the hummus. So be mindful. So I'm going to toss these in. She's going to get that done. We're going to get plated and we're going to put some food in our faces, okay? Here we go. We all done. So where we go this time? We went Mediterranean. So made some lamb kebabs.
Yep.
Kebabis. I just love calling it a kebabi. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just always kebabi.
Now, and it's funny because I've never heard of it being called kebabis like that, so I'm gonna actually say that.
And anytime I make lamb, I think of my big fat Greek wedding. Oh, you know eat lamb? Or oh, you know eat meat?
Yes.
I make lamb.
Yes.
So.
You know what the hummus reminds me of? You don't mess with the Zohan. With
Oh yes.
Because they put hummus on
yes.
everything.
Oh my God! It's like the damn Windex. So put Windex on it.
It was like, oh, you want some hummus? Like hummus will make you feel better after having
Oh
like
my
a bad
God.
day. Would you like some hummus?
Yeah.
No, I don't want
No,
hummus.
get the damn hummus on my face. So we made lamb kebabs. We made yellow rice, which is basically it's turmeric rice, and homemade hummus. She killed it on this hummus. Killed it. And we made some pita bread.
Because of her. Go on, it's her recipe.
Thank you. She did great. So, and then we made pita bread, but not really made it as in I put a little bit of oil on it and threw it.
She
Exactly.
enhanced it.
Put a little Emmy spin on there. So, oh man, I completely forgot what I was about to say.
So, I'm ready to eat, but I think one of the things that you were definitely talking about was the rice and the lamb and how all of those mix together. And one of the things I said was when you're not the one being the predominant cook and you're assisting, so there's been times in episodes where I've cooked and I don't eat as much. It's good. And then she's sitting over here busting neck. And so I think this is going to be one episode I'm going to bust neck because I was the assistant on this and I definitely learned a lot. I learned just some new dishes to make. I can't wait to just make these on my own.
Oh, yes. And I did just remember what I was going to talk about, plating. So I am also a chef. Outside of all of this and all that other good stuff that I do.
I'm her biggest fan.
Thank you. And I'm obsessed when it comes to plating. So a lot of the times when I'm doing my shows, which I just wrapped up a different show that was on Taste on TV called Plate to Palate. So on that show, I also talk about food styling. And you'll see if you're following me, I am a crazy person. If you come to my house and I cook for you.
Oh, it's not.
And now it's like, it's insane. It's the right lighting. Yes. It's like, this is how crazy I am. When daylight savings time hits and it gets dark earlier, I will not cook something that I know is going to turn into a beautiful picture after dark. I will hold off, and that's because, so that means, okay, if I'm leaving out of my office at 5 or if I have a Zoom meeting, I'm not going to cook after because it's already going to be dark and I'm not going to get the right amount of light. That's how crazy I am. Okay. You don't have to be that crazy, but presentation is everything. So this is family style. You grab your kebabi, you get your little spoonful of rice, grab your tomatoes, your hummus, and you roll. So, depending on the dish, you want to think about it ahead of time. What type of plates to use, what type of serving platters, spoons, etc. But we're going to go ahead and get to tasting all of this wonderful stuff. And then we've got some other people in the room that want to taste some of this good. So I'm just going to do a piece of the pita right quick.
Do this.
Yeah, you gotta
slip it off. Okay.
Slip it off like a garter.
Yeah, slip it off like a garter.
And I did add the olives because it just goes with it all, adding additional flavor. But so I'm gonna do a little dip in the pita, and there's some olive oil drizzle on there, just some fresh cilantro garnish on everything, and then some cracked black pepper. So here we go, honey.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Nice. Oh, didn't I tell you? She did a shimmy. Shimmy.
Top it off with the olive.
That's good, right? That's good. So, thanks again for tuning in to Beauties. She gonna have to. Beauties and the Feast. please come back and watch another episode.
Absolutely.
Maria?
Gina.